Hey, 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 my friend. It is Transit Tuesday. I am so blessed and honored to be back with you today to let you know what is happening in Sidereal Astrology this week, August 10th through the 16th. We've got a couple of things going on that I want to make sure you are prepared for. So let's dive on in. But before we do that, if you are new around here, hi, my friend, welcome. This is a new series that I've started called Transit Tuesday, where I tell you what is happening in our sky in sidereal astrology so that you know what's coming up and how to best approach it, how to navigate what might be coming up for you, and all that good stuff. So, welcome. If you are coming back for this week, this is our second one. I'm doing it first time here on YouTube and Instagram. Hello, my friends. Okay, so grab your journal, grab your coffee. I've got some beautiful, refreshing Nature's Gatorade right here. Okay, so this week we've got a big event happening. We've got our new moon happening, and our new moon isn't just a regular new moon. Our new moon is a total solar eclipse. So there will be a point on Wednesday. Wednesday is when this new moon happens, and it will be a point where the sun and the moon, right, are covering. The moon's going to cover the sun. And so what that means is that there's going to be things that are going to come to light in this period of time. Okay, so this is a new moon total solar eclipse in the zodiac sign of Cancer. So let me tell you a little bit about Cancer energy, and then we're going to dive into what this might be bringing forward for you. So Cancer energy, and this is sidereal astrology, might be different than what you're hearing in our tropical astrology friends. I believe they're talking about Leo. And even true sidereal astrology is talking about Leo, but in Western sidereal astrology, we are talking about Cancer. So Cancer is the sign of the home. It's the sign that governs our emotions. It's actually ruled by our moon. So there's a lot of emotional energy here. It's a water sign, okay? So there could be some things that are coming up around women, around emotional energy, around your home, your family, your roots, your ancestors. Okay, so there could be some things coming up around here. When we have an eclipse, we have two things that we're being asked. Number one is there's a ending of something, and there is something beginning. With this particular one, because it is communicating with our beautiful planet Saturn, which is more of a grounded, stable, secure type energy, it's wanting to ask us, what are we ready to build or rebuild? Now, many of us have been in a season over these past few months, especially since July 27th, with that full moon and that shifting in our energy of where we've been kind of evaluating some things. Things are just not quite fitting anymore. They're not working out for us the way they normally would. And so here is that opportunity to say, all right, I've realized some things. I know some things need to change. So what am I ready to build from this place? From this truth, from birthing the truth that is now, what am I ready to now build from here? So the two questions with this new moon are, what is coming to an end? And when this, like, we also have the 8-8 portal, right? Everybody's been talking about the 8-8 portal. If you are in my community, you've probably heard me talk about how it wasn't in Leo, how it was in Cancer, asking a whole different thing. If you are not on my email list, I send out a newsletter every single Sunday with some reflection. And there's usually a little bit of astrology, also some personal reflection, and usually a action or a tool that you can use for the week. So if you'd like information on that, feel free to comment below or reach out to me, and I'm more than welcome, more than happy to get you on that list. Okay. So I want you to sit, or I'm going to invite you to sit with both of those questions. What is coming to an end? And what are you ready to rebuild? That's what your intention, right? We want to put out there during this total solar eclipse. And the other thing I'm going to say with that, is when we're talking about an eclipse, normally a new moon cycle is about 29 and a half days. And sometimes when we plant those intentions, we're going to see it come into fruition during that cycle. Generally, that cycle is around 6 months. It can be longer, but generally speaking, it's around 6 months. With an eclipse, it can take a little bit longer. So I want you to think of something that has a little bit more staying power, something that might be developed over time. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, let's go with the second thing I want to talk about in this week's Transit Tuesday. And that is Mercury and Jupiter. So our planet Mercury, which is the planet of communication, the way we process information, the way we're thinking, our thoughts, right? And the planet of Jupiter, which is all about growth and expansion, it's optimistic. Those two planets are hanging out. It's like I say this all the time, conjunction is like they're two people that went on vacation together. They're hanging out like Jupiter came to visit Mercury. They're hanging out and they're sharing information. So when these two get together, this is like, all right, I've got lots of big ideas. I've got lots of thoughts. There's all this optimism. There's these opportunities. So I want you to think about this. These two coming together is expanding our thinking, is giving us, wow, what about this? And what about this? And like all of this joy and happiness and optimism, this hope, right? And we're also coming with this solar eclipse energy of like, what are we building? So these two together, think about that. I'm optimistic. I'm excited, right? I'm ready to build this thing. Like I'm ready to close this chapter and step into this new one. This is the opportunity for you here right now to say the thing that you've been maybe holding back on, to write the thing that you've been wanting to write, that you've been wanting to put out there, having the conversation that you know you're ready to have or you've wanted to have, but you've kind of been putting it on the back burner. This energy right here is go and do it, my friend. Like go and do it. Put yourself out there. Put it out there. You will not know until you take the step. All right, the third one I want to share with you today is our Venus and Saturn. So Venus, our planet that rules over love, money, relationships, beauty, and our planet of Saturn, who is also, it's a very grounded energy. It's a very like delayed gratification. It's like we do the work, right? It's organized, it's structured, it's very dense. And so this one is coming in on Friday the 15th. And this one can feel a little bit more heavier. It can bring up the feelings of like responsibility or being responsible. So this might show up, right, in our relationships. This might show up in our money, right, in our money stories, in our money beliefs. There might be some things that just kind of feel like this is a little flat or this is a little heavy, or I'm feeling an extra burden. You also might want to like run and hide with this one, right? Because it feels really heavy and I just don't want to like, I just feel lost. I feel lonely, right? This is a feeling that Saturn can kind of bring. It's like that dark cloud that's kind of just over you. You feel like you're just walking around with this dark cloud. Saturn can do that to us. So keep that in mind that this is temporary. This is a transit, which means it is fleeting. It is moving. It is not permanent. So if you have any of those thoughts of like distance, wanting to distance yourself, wanting to be alone, wanting to disconnect, my friend, this is not the confirmation, let's just say, that this is what needs to happen. It's just an awareness of like, this might just be a fleeting emotion, a fleeting opportunity. It's not a permanent, this is what's happening. I want you to keep that in mind because sometimes it can feel like I need to burn it all down, and that's not what's happening. Let yourself move through this transit for a couple of days. I would say revisit it towards the end of the month. And if you're still feeling that way, then maybe there's something there. But if you've kind of like moved past it, then it was definitely attached to this one. All right, my friend, that is our transit Tuesday for this week, August 10th. Again, if you want to catch the full Sidereal Astrology forecast that I put out every single month, that gives us like the broad overview of the month, then be sure to check out the YouTube channel. It is Cosmic Mystic, and you can find that. And what was the other thing? It's for every month. So every month I put it out at the beginning of the month. And then what I've started to do is these weekly ones here, just a quick live either on Instagram or YouTube. So make sure you're following me on both platforms. You've got links in all the places, so you can find that. And if you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. So through line for all of these transits, let me bring this back for you. We've got our total solar eclipse happening on Wednesday in the zodiac sign of Cancer. We've got our Mercury and Jupiter conjunction, and we've got Venus, who is opposite Saturn, that comes in at the end of the week on Friday. The last thing I'm going to say is that we are moving into Leo season next week, so be prepared for me to share a little bit more about that. You can also check out what I talked about already on the full episode overview. Okay, question to carry you for the week. What is ending and what are you ready to plant in its place? What is ending and what are you ready to plant in its place? All right, my friend, that wraps us up for this one. I will see you next time. Again, last thing, if you have not downloaded the daily reset, I'm going to recommend that right here, especially with all of this emotional energy. If you just need a reset, maybe to shift your energy, to see maybe what's behind something that's coming up, then I'm going to recommend the daily reset. You can grab that at thepeaceteacher.com/daily reset. All right. And with that, my friend, remember to keep shining your unique light.